A little while back, you were talking about the places that you went behaviorally. So it was the defensiveness, the anger, and then even the interesting, like associating with a piece of oppression here so that look, I know what it's like to get away from this introspection that you're talking about, the avoidance of the introspection. And that process, that feeling in that process and being able to go through that continuously, because it's a continuous thing, being able to go through that is important, or you do get stuck there. People get stuck there. And when you're stuck there, you get stuck in the there's so many good rationalization thingies going on. It can make all the sense. I say this from, you had said, not you, but like, I'm like, I have done, still do. I have to be very aware of me doing the same thing for lots of reasons. So I know this process as well. I have had to deal with it and still do. So I don't want to separate myself like, yeah, y'all over there, it's me too. I think it's a little different, a lot different between you and I, but there's some similarities that I can understand the stuckness and the struggle. But I felt when you were like, don't get stuck there. Like I felt that, and I've
Mm.
seen people so stuck. I've seen people really struggle through it and come out on the other end of knowing that that's just part of it and I can build the capacity for it. And then I've seen people justified in the rationalization that they came up with, or the multiple ones that they came up with to stay distanced from really understanding themselves and the things that they do. So that was like really interesting. And when you were talking about separateness, I'm like, there's a separateness in general from maybe not understanding or having the same life experiences, but there's a separateness from people, a disconnection from relationships and community when you're literally cutting off that part of yourself and not doing the introspection. Because what you're describing, the defensiveness and the anger and the moving away from, is truly disconnection from what's happening in the self, therefore unable to connect with others, which is why, like in the work that I do or the work that me and the consultants do at Living Unapologetically, is really trying to help people be right here in this. What is all of this going on? How can we help you be here and sort this out so that you can be with others and understand them? And what I'm hearing you say is, one, I don't know everything. I don't got this figured out, but I have figured out I definitely have had internal stuff I have rationalized my way away from, and that didn't help. So now, did you ever get to a point where, was there any catalyst moment or any things where you realized, okay, this isn't working for me? This anger, this distancy stuff, this blame, defensiveness, did you ever get out of that? And if so, how? What happened?
Yeah, so I lost an AirPod. Please hold.
That's cool.
We're back.
Oh
Um,
gosh.
so I oh oh man, there were just things that you said that inspired so much in me. So I'm trying to
You can reply to those too. There's no
yeah.
rules here.
Yeah. I was thinking about gosh, first of all, how uncomfortable that anger and that discomfort is and how real it feels. It feels so real, and those rationales can feel so believable. And I just want to acknowledge that for folks. And I think it was important for me to remind myself like why I was doing the work. And I think that shifting point for me of where it wasn't working was I did that group project. Oh, it was the hardest day. It was the hardest day. I left after getting that feedback and I went into the bathroom and I cried. And I was like, I don't want to be in this program anymore. I don't think I can be a social worker. That's how little tolerance I had. I mean, it's so interesting once I'm on the other side to be like, that was like my tolerance of, I am so unwilling to be uncomfortable with this. I'm going to give up this thing I love, right? Because I don't think I'm doing it right and I have to do it perfectly. And there was
Hmm.
something you said that made me think. Oh, it doesn't matter how much information that I get about power and privilege. I am always going to be a white social worker, right? Like I'm always going to be white. I cannot get rid of my privilege by understanding it enough. And I think that was like the thing I was like trying. I think that was like the anger and the frustration is I just wanted to be rid of it. I just wanted to be somebody else. I just wanted it to be gone because I just didn't want
Mhm.
to have to take responsibility for what that was because it felt too hard. And I didn't want to have to be that person who was having to do the work because I don't want to do hard things. Such a baby, and that's okay. It was like like I was spiritually and emotionally just very immature in that way of, I don't want it. I don't it's hard, but I can't not be white, right? Um,
Mhm.
and so I went to the bathroom and I, like, cried about that because I had that breaking point of realizing I either am going to step away from people I really care about, people that really inspire me, something that is so important to me, or I'm gonna look at it. And because I had that moment where I did this writing and I went to my mentor and he was really straight up with me. And he was like, "Oh, are you having a hard time feeling like you're a little different because of the way you look? Is that hard for you? This is like everybody else's experience and you're just going to run away from it?" And I was like, "Shoot, you're right." And he had me write out all of the fear that was coming up because he saw the fear behind the anger. And I think it was really helpful for me to have somebody that I could trust, that I could be so transparent with. And that was when I saw that underneath it all, it was like, I don't think that I have the capacity. What if I don't have the capacity to be a social worker because I'm white? And also, what if I don't have a capacity to do this work and to like be in these spaces and not take up space and not be harmful and to look at these things regularly?
Mhm.
And that was that shifting point of, so what, are you going to not do it?
Yep.
And I had to be like, no, I can't just not do it because it's hard.